My name is Marc Chetta, and I'm a medical doctor who teaches anatomy and physiology here at Bob Jones University. And what I'd like to posit to you today is that the faculty at Bob Jones are very mission-minded, missional with our students. Bob Jones Sr., one of his ideals was that Bob Jones University doesn't just exist to teach students how to make a living. We're here to teach students how to live. And by that we mean to live missionally. Let me give you an example. I take students on medical mission trips every summer, and they get to see a third world country. They get to see medicine as it's practiced in mission situations. And one of those situations was in Arequipa, Peru, several years ago. We actually went to an outlying village of Quechua. Quechua are Incan descendants, and they are very marginalized in Peru. The Spaniards don't really care for them. They're disenfranchised. They have very little access to medical care. And when they do go to medical doctors, which is very difficult for them, they are mistreated. They are disrespected. When the missionary told us this, I told the students, when we get there and a Quechua Indian comes into our clinic, I want you guys to stand up and show them respect. And they did. One particular instance, a 20-year-old girl came in for a general physical exam. And when I completed the physical exam, we found nothing wrong with her, but we did notice that she was very depressed. Her gloomy demeanor was obvious. She didn't even make eye contact with us. So before she left, I said, I noticed that you're very sad. Would you like to tell us about it? And she burst into tears and began sobbing and weeping and actually rocking, just sobbing so hard. Well, my nursing students and my pre-med students just came over and they kind of hugged her, and some of the nursing students knelt down beside her and held her hands, and many of us were tearing up at her sobbing. She said to the Quechua translator, who then translated to Spanish, who then translated to us, that she'd been violated by several men 3 weeks before this. And she felt shame and guilt and despondency and was even suicidal. One of my nursing students looked at me and motioned with her finger. I said, yes. And so they all went out to a little private area, the students and the translators. And a little while later, the nursing student came back in and said, Dr. Chetta, she prayed to receive Jesus Christ. And during that week, we saw 2,700 Quechua Indians, and 900 of them prayed to receive Christ. And although I'd like to think it was because of our excellent medical care, the reality is that they saw Jesus in us, and it was attractive to them. They wanted to know the Jesus that made us happy and joyful. And it was just so incredible. Every year I tell each batch of new students, I say, at some point you're going to have to decide whether you're a healthcare professional, a nurse, or a doctor who just happens to be a Christian, or you're a Christian who just happens to be a healthcare professional. Whichever side of that roof you fall on is going to determine your motivation and your meaning and your sense of purpose in this life. So I just want you to know that all the faculty at Bob Jones have this same concept, this same drive to be missional in our approach, because we want them to have a vocation that is promoting the kingdom of Jesus Christ.